Hey, what's going on, everybody? Good evening. It's about 7 p.m. here on the Indian time zone. I want to do a quick Bitcoin update. I'm going to go from small time frame to large. First thing I want to start off with is the 30-minute time frame. What we could see here is you could see price has really just been chopping around the 73.50 area. You could see price likes to hover and gravitate near this gold line right here. Okay, and that's because over here, if you look to the left, right, way back here in late November, you could see that was resistance right there, resistance right there, resistance, resistance. Once it broke through, price went up all the way up here, 7,600, came back, tested that same area as support. And so now price is trying to um, figure out if it wants to sort of stay above this area or go below it. Okay, now the bulls and bears haven't quite decided exactly which direction the price is going to go. That's why you could see price every time it breaks up, it comes back down. Every time it breaks far too much under, it comes back up towards it. So you can make the argument that this is really a big SR level where price really just gravitates back towards. All right, and on the local time frames right here, for the last day and a half or so, you could see this trend line right here was at work. Okay, and once price kind of broke out of it, it got pulled back and dragged under it again. Okay, so really no clean breakout. I would look for potential short opportunities anytime price gets above 73.50. That's really what I'm looking for right now. I actually had two positions that were stopped out. I want to show you guys right here. Okay, the stop was hit at a 4.4% loss when I was entering the position around 72.70. My stop was 73.50. Obviously, my stop should have been a bit up here, farther up. But this is where I got stopped out, and then I entered a position right here again, and I got stopped out right here. So for the most part, I've been wrong on both parts to short this when price has been breaking down because I was really hoping that once it came hammering down here, I would figure this base right here around $7,200 would break. So it doesn't seem like it's going to break yet, but it's getting weaker. Okay, so what I'm really hoping for is this high, this lower high, this lower high. As it keeps hammering this level down right here around $7,200, it gets weaker and weaker. And I'm hoping that once it cleanly smashes below, let's just say 7,200 or 7,185, which is this black marker right here that you see, I'm hoping to short it down here. Okay. Now a clean break and a smash above this trading range, which is this high right here around $7,400, then I might consider longing. And I might long all the way up here around $7,700, $7,800. Okay, let's go to the 4-hour time frame. The interesting thing about the 4-hour is there's this perfect sort of descending parallel channel that was playing out right here, as you can see, right there, right? And once we broke down from it, notice how price went down all the way to $6,600, came back and retested the bottom of this parallel channel, and then swung the price back down. Okay, this was actually a opportunity that I presented to my community days ago. Unfortunately, I was unavailable to follow up on this idea because I've been on vacation. But if you pay attention to these charts, and if you pay attention to the technicals that I've been mentioning, these technicals have really just been spot on. Okay, so you're probably wondering, okay, so what are the next things we're looking for? Well, obviously, like I said, wait above 7,400 for a clean break, and a clean break meaning give it a nice full 1 hour candle open and close above this area, and watch for the following 1 hour to be a confirmation. If you see a 1 hour sort of just wick above it, and then you see the follow-up candle just starting to come back down, that's not a clean break. That's actually more of a shortable opportunity. And same thing the other direction around. If you see a clean break, or rather a wick that pokes below 7,200, and then you see a follow-up price below that, that's coming back up, that's a potential longing opportunity with a stop just below the wick. Okay. So going back to the 4-hour, the interesting thing about this 4-hour is this. All right. Now let's look at each of the monthly opens. Notice how on the October monthly open, Okay, price loved to sort of gravitate near this monthly open. Every time it tagged this monthly open, there was, a reaction either below the range or above. Below or above, right? And then below, rejected, and then far below, and then boom, shoots off, right? Same thing in November, right? You can see right here, November started right about here, okay? So below the range, above comes back down, below goes above, tags it again on the monthly open, tags it again on the monthly open, breaks down, tags the monthly open again, and then sells off, okay? So if we're counting, that potential idea of the October and November monthly open as a follow-up, right? The December monthly open is right around 75.50. Okay, so notice where price is right now, 72.90. So what we're really hoping for is watch price to see if it tags this area right here and it begins to sell off for a potential short. And your stop will probably have to be up here around $7,600 or something. Or watch for a clean break and a smash above this area, right? Then a long, and then you'd first target obviously right here around $7,700, $7,750, and maybe as high as this consolidation structure before we sold off. This was around $8,000. Okay, so those are a couple areas. Now daily chart, again, I mentioned this many times. Trading range, distribution, back into the trading range, sell off, again coming back into the trading range, right? But notice that we're struggling to get back inside the trading range. This is for me, a clear-cut opportunity that if you're trading just off the daily time frame, right? Your short opportunity is these candles right here where we're starting to break under the trading range again. Your stop is up here, and your targets are at least this wick right here around $6,600. And this big sort of consolidation that we happen around 5,000 to 5,500, okay? And notice that this hash ribbon, right, which I've mentioned before, where we could clearly understand that this is where the miners started to capitulate because hashing started to, or I'm sorry, the mining hash operations became a bit tougher for the miners, meaning that it wasn't as profitable for them to mine in terms of the profits that they were getting due to the electricity and the power that they were using. So this is where they started to sell. This is where the smaller sort of mom and pop miners or even smaller firms started to sell. But rather the bigger firms probably held on their weight and did not sell. But even then, they probably started to take some profit, made sure that they'd sell off some and then either rebuy down here or wait till the hashing was a bit easier for the miners to be able to be more profitable on their operation. And then this is where the prices started to pick up, and this is really where the bear market ended. And so what we're really looking at right now is the capitulation has just started. Okay, if we're following sort of this trend right here, the capitulation just starting, we're somewhere in this middle area, probably right here. And so we have a bit more downside to go, maybe another 10-15% downside to go down here. So that takes us at least let's see where we are. If this is where we are and we dropped another, I guess 25% more, right? So if we took it from this top, 25% more, that takes us right around, $5,800, right? Okay. Now another thing that's interesting is this, okay? The weekly chart right here. Notice I've stated many times that the 200 weekly moving average has been pretty useful. I guess it's not useful there, but I'll throw it up maybe on an exchange that's that has more history, let's just say. Let's figure that out. Coinbase definitely has it. So I'm going to throw that up here. 200 moving average right there. And then let's throw it on the weekly. Okay. So this is where the weekly gets interesting, right? 200 weekly moving average is right around, currently around 5,000. So if we went straight down for the next couple of weeks, we should be meeting this consolidation period right here that we had in April before this big push up. Okay. So that's kind of what we're looking at, right? The 200 weekly moving average, that whole sort of capitulation ribbon right here, all matches up, I think personally, right around 5,000 to 5,500. So I'm hoping that happens, I don't know, maybe in the next 15, 20 days, because the bottom for BTC was put in right here, as you can see, right around middle of December, between the 10th and the 17th, right? So, we got about 15 days to go. Pretty good time to bring prices down for BTC. All right, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for listening, folks. And yeah, I'm just waiting on my trade setups. Like I said, the levels to watch, 7,400 and above, and 7,200 and below. All right, cheers, and I'll talk to you all soon.